My name is Mark, and I am a park ranger here at Malpais National Conservation Area. Archaeological evidence tells us that people have been visiting the land that is now Malpais for over 10,000 years. So what were some of those early visitors here for? Going back 10,000 years ago, going back to the Paleo-Indian period, on up to the Archaic period, ending about 3,000 years ago, some of the early hunter-gatherers. So some of those people were certainly passing through to hunt big game, some of the same animals we have here today: deer, elk, pronghorn antelope, maybe some long extinct animals such as Bison Antiquis, a bison about 1.5 times the size of what we find in North America today. If not here, then not too far away, some of those early visitors might have been hunting woolly mammoth, something the size of an elephant, long extinct coming out of the last ice age. They might be gone for days, weeks, months at a time on their hunting trip. So they didn't want to carry anything with them, not too much weight, not too much bulk. They planned to bring back a lot of meat, planned to bring back a lot of hides. So why carry anything with you that you can't find on the way, that you can't make on the way? So instead of carrying some of the stone tools that they needed, they might have just carried a stone tool kit, about like what we carry a toolkit for today to make things. What were they making? Well, maybe a knife to cut meat with, maybe a scraper to prepare hides, make some projectile points, something like our Clovis culture point or a Folsom culture point. Going back about 9,000 years ago, something would have been typical of this area. These are projectile points. So maybe a spear, maybe a dart for an Atlatl, an ancient hunting weapon. This is a time before bows and arrows. Bows and arrows came along about 2,000 years ago. Another example we have here, this is one of those Atlatl points. This particular one made of obsidian, of volcanic rock. So what did you need? What did you need for your toolkit? Well, some of the things you could certainly find along the way. You would need your rocks. You would need your cores. This particular one here, a volcanic rock. Lots of volcanic rocks in Malpais today. Certainly were then. Couldn't find what you needed locally. Maybe you would trade for it along the way. You have something I need. I have something you need. Let's trade. This particular volcanic rock, obsidian, often referred to as volcanic glass. Very sharp. Makes a very good projectile point. With your toolkit, you might have an abrading stone. This particular one is sandstone. Very, very similar to the sandstone that we have here at Malpais today. This is to prepare your core, to prepare your rock before you strike it with your billet. This particular billet is an elk antler billet. Again, something typically found. You couldn't find it, you could trade for it. Strike your core with your billet, breaking it into small pieces. Those small pieces referred to as flakes. Something very similar to our example Folsom projectile point here. Now you need a smaller piece. This particular one is a deer antler tine, very small deer antler tine. Take your flake. Now you can use your flaker, your deer antler tine, to prepare your projectile point, in this case with our example. Most of the materials you found along the way, what you carried with you, was your toolkit. Keep it simple. If you knew you were going to be coming back from a successful hunt, lots of meat, lots of hides. Making stone tools simple? It's not. It's an art, it's a craft, and it's a tradition still practiced by some of the descendants of those very early visitors to the land that is now Malpais. Some of those descendants are still here today, many generations later.